Imagine two people, person one and person two. Person one feels stuck. Person one is not improving their social skills very much, and where they are right now, not exactly a desirable spot. They're not doing great on the friendship front, on the relationship front. Every social situation they're in, it just doesn't feel that fun. It feels like there's lots of stress involved. They're not looking forward to the next one. They just don't know how to improve either. Like, they're not seeing much improvement and they don't know what to do differently. And so they sink deeper and deeper into a pit of despair, unable to escape. Person two, on the other hand, is doing great. Person two has lots of friends recently made. They have a girlfriend, they have blah, 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 all this other stuff. Basically, they were able to improve their social skills, their communication skills, whatever you want to call it, become more confident, and they actually were happy in the process. And it just keeps getting better every day. Every time they socialize, they learn more. It's just great. It's like even just learning the skills of socializing become fun at this point. So what is the difference between person one and person two? The difference is that person two journals for 5 to 10 minutes after each social interaction or social event. You're probably going, oh, another thing to add to my routine. I've already got like 10 million things I need to do every day. All the gurus telling me to have cold showers, meditate, wake up at 4 a.m, blah, 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 and this is just another thing. Well, I'm the same. You should see my calendar. I try to have as little possible things on there as possible. In fact, today, let me just show you my calendar. How do I show you, like, just today? Day. Like, I have as little stuff in here as possible. I woke up, went for a 3-hour walk and planned this video, had breakfast, had a shower, had lunch, had afternoon tea. Now I'm filming this and I texted some people along the way. I try to do as little as possible with my time, and I still find the time to do this because it's that important. This isn't your everyday habit, at least not in my opinion. This has genuinely changed my social life. So you may not believe me, but just give it a go for one day. Again, it's only going to take 5 to 10 minutes up and maybe it'll turn out to be good. You just have to try it. So what am I actually journaling about? I'm going to explain why first and then go into more detail how to do it. But really just a summary. You're taking notes of what went well, what you need to improve on, who you want to connect with, what happened in every social interaction that you're in. And there's a way to upgrade this, which is to film yourself, like I'm filming myself right now, for about 5 minutes, just telling a story of what happened. So you can just tell the story of like, oh, I went to training and I did this, I talked about this and I learned this. That's the structure. And when you do this, there's a whole bunch of added benefits, but that's kind of an optional add-on if you want even more benefits. So let's explain why you do this base habit of the journaling. Do you remember that story I told you at the beginning, the person one and person two? I'd sure hope so. Person one was the old me and person two is the new me. Obviously that wasn't a completely factual story. I wasn't drowning in a pit of despair in person one, but you get the idea. So this list of benefits I'm about to say is not just some random list I've come up with. This is what I've personally experienced from my person one to person two story. So the first thing that you're going to see, I think, is that you will improve faster, as I just said. The reason being is when you just are improving through watching YouTube videos and just passively remembering in your head like what you're going to work on next time instead of writing it down, you don't know what you're doing badly in. You don't have as good awareness of what you're doing badly in. So how this works is like after a social event, you are going to be thinking about what you did wrong, right? That's pretty natural. But it's kind of like the anxiety person is talking rather than the rational person. So the anxiety person is going to be yelling at you saying, yeah, you did this, you had that awkward silence. And they're just going to be replaying it over and over, thinking of what you could have done differently. This is like those like shower thoughts where you think, oh, I should have said this in the conversation. It doesn't help you improve, right? What you want to be doing is writing down strict stuff that you can actually apply, using your rational brain to think of improvements, not your anxiety brain. And then applying this in the next conversation. So you check your notes before you go out to socialize, see what you need to improve and do that. I mean, I have my improvements written on my whiteboard. These improvements can be what you need to do different within conversations. They can be generally like the mindset you need to have going into it. It can be logistical things. So like where you're going to sit, who you're going to talk to, all that stuff. And it can also help you decide when a social event is a waste of time and you should stop going, because this stuff does take time, right? And we don't always want to be doing stuff. If the purpose is to make friends, then, or even if that's just one of the purposes, we need to know if it's not actually helping us make friends. So when you turn off your anxiety brain and activate your rational brain by writing stuff down, you're going to come up with much better ways of improving, so you're going to improve faster. Now that is the improvement side, but what about the happiness and the stress side? That all comes from reducing, kicking out this anxiety brain. How do you do that? So when you write stuff down, you're going to be remembering the good stuff as well as the bad stuff, particularly if you make a note of deliberately writing down stuff you did well. And when you just replay it in your head, not everyone, but most people have a tendency to focus on the bad stuff. I definitely did. I was just constantly replaying all the stuff that you did wrong. I mean, I think most people can relate to this. You replay bad stuff. You don't really replay good stuff. And by writing this stuff down all the time, you're strengthening the positive part of your brain, weakening the anxiety part. So that means eventually you'll be thinking in this positive way. You won't even have to write stuff down. You'll just be, when you're reflecting in your head, the anxiety person will be gone. You'll be using the rational brain and you'll be thinking, yeah, I did that well. I do need to improve some stuff, but I did that well. You won't be replaying the bad stuff. So that'll help you be happier. Another thing is when you write stuff down, you reduce the amount that you think about it afterwards. So when you don't write stuff down, you're just going to keep thinking about it. This is kind of one of the reasons I think journaling is so good. Even if it's not like some 20 minutes a day thing or like an hour a day, whatever. If it's just 5 minutes to just jot down a couple of things that are on your mind, it really helps, in my opinion, because it helps you get it out of your head. You know, the anxiety person stops replaying it and it's down on paper. You can stop thinking about it. Even if you do still think about it a little bit, it's easier to stop thinking about it. It's not so unconscious. And finally, you'll feel a lot better about yourself as a person because you'll be tracking metrics when you write stuff down. You'll be tracking metrics that actually improve as you improve. So when you write down what you did well, you're basically tracking your improvement in your skills in conversation, rather than tracking stuff which most people I think use to work out how good they are socially, like whether you have a girlfriend or boyfriend, how many friends you have, how popular you are even. Stuff like making friends lags massively behind where your ability currently is. And by journaling like this, you focus on your actual ability and not on that stuff. Okay, now the additional benefits you get from the storytelling as well, if you choose to do that, is you become more articulate, better at talking. You increase your storytelling ability, which, you know, you do tell very short stories and conversations. They might not be 5-minute long ones, but it still helps. It helps you slightly become more confident because you're watching yourself on camera. It helps you reduce your kind of insecurity about your appearance. I think this is kind of a weird one, but I find that when I watch myself on video, I kind of just notice all the ugly bits about myself, right? Or like insecurities, whatever you want to call them, even though I don't think they're actually ugly. I guess it's just other people have pushed them onto us. You know, other people have told us they're bad. Anyway, the thing is that when you watch these videos, they are super apparent to you and it forces you to kind of face it. So I found that I've had to kind of accept my visual appearance insecurities a little bit more. Also, when you tell stories, it helps you kind of see whatever happened in a more positive light because you're separating yourself from the story. When you don't do the story, you're just kind of still stuck in there. Again, your anxiety mind's replaying it. When you tell the story, you kind of separate yourself a bit, so it can help. Another thing is when you're telling these stories, the goal is to kind of be improving all the time, right? And you can pick some skills that you want to work on, such as improving your ability to be sarcastic, improving your range of facial expression and stuff. That's something I'm working on and I need to do it right now, actually. Okay, so now you should be convinced that these two things, particularly the journaling, but probably also the storytelling, are good things to do. So now I'm crossing my fingers that your next question is, okay, I'm actually going to start doing this. How do I do it? Well, lovely viewer, I'm glad you asked. This is how you do the journaling. Here's the template. It's on the screen. You can screenshot that. I'll give you a second and let's go through it together. So I'm going to look at it on my screen. The 4 W's for what happened. Pretty self-explanatory. Go over what happened. Then you go over what you did well. So what are you proud of yourself for? You know, like maybe you came up with a good question to ask. Maybe you said a good joke. Maybe you were just slightly more confident and less focused on worrying about yourself. Whatever it is, jot it down. If it's more than one thing, jot them down. Then it comes to what you could do well. So what could you improve on next time? Try to keep this to not too many things. And if there is multiple things, they should be in very different areas. So maybe one might be you want to get there earlier so you can talk to people longer. That might be a valid improvement. It may be that you want to try to practice not focusing on yourself. So noticing when you're focusing on yourself and whether you're being judged, and putting more effort into realizing that and then stopping. So that could be another improvement, whatever you decide that you could have done better. It can be minor, it can be something that you just want to put more effort into. Write that down. The next thing, this doesn't always apply, but who are you going to connect with? This one doesn't always apply. It's mainly if you're meeting new people and you're starting to get to know them rather than people you see every day. But you're deciding, okay, do I want to keep seeing this person? You don't have to think, are we going to be lifelong friends? You know, is this going to be my wife? You just have to think, do I want to see this person again? Because often it's overwhelming, and I don't know about you guys, but I just find myself replaying in my head constantly. Like after any time where I've met someone, I'm like, oh, should I hang out with this person? Do I like them? Oh, this is so hard. Just think, do I want to see this person one more time? Obviously, when you get into being in a relationship, you do have to think further ahead than just, do I want to see this person one more time? But generally, when you're meeting people, it does help take the stress off. So making a quick decision, writing it down, do I want to see this person one more time? Yes or no? Helps massively take the stress off making friends. Like genuinely, this has helped me so much because I meet a lot of people because I'm currently trying to make more friends, and this has saved me, I swear. And then the last sentence, you should be ending on a positive note. So either what are you looking forward to next time you have this social event, or whatever, next time you have any social event, or what are you proud of yourself? Again, just restate what you did well. Either of those things, and then just read back over what you just wrote, basically. And then also read over the improvement bits right before the next social thing so that you're actually remembering them and improving them, right? You could also write them on your whiteboard like me. So I have like my top 5 improvements. And if I come up with a really good one, I'll switch one out, but generally it stays the same until I've actually improved those things. And I just have a little read every now and then. So this should take like anywhere between 2 and 20 minutes, depending on how crazy the social situation was, you know, and you know, generally it's 5 to 10 minutes. Okay, how do you tell the story? So get out your phone, hit record, and then, you know, come up with what you're going to talk about. So for me, I actually just do this every day, and I talk about the most kind of influential or unique thing about my day from the day before. But you can do this for just social interactions if you want to kind of mash it with the journaling a little bit. But really, I'm telling like a 5-minute or so story. It's just me yapping about what happened and then what I learned, what was the lesson I took away from it. And I'm trying to improve different stuff. So, you know, I'm trying to talk with more facial expression, all that stuff. And then after you do it, just watch the video back, see what you can improve on, write down something you're going to improve next time. Always good to write down improvements, right? And then actually check them. And then next time, just improve that thing. And then if you have anything you didn't cover from those 4 things, the what, well, who, if you didn't cover all that stuff as much as you wanted to, just jot down the journaling. You'll probably have to do the journaling as well, but you'll do less of it because you've already covered some of the stuff. So give the journaling a go, maybe even give the story a go, but definitely give the journaling a go. Like, please promise me that you'll give it a go. Now, there is one other thing you can do with this journaling that you can add on, and that's in my next video, which should be uploaded like tomorrow or pretty soon because it's fully finished pretty much. So maybe you want to subscribe so you don't miss that. I don't know. Anyway, regardless, have a good day. See you around.